Okay, I think I'm back. I apologize, y'all. I really think I'm not going to play 14 tonight. My internet is being actually really disrespectful, so because it went out twice, we're gonna call it. So I apologize. I hate to do that, but it's just going in and out, and that's not. I don't want to keep trying it. And trying to do 14 with a bad internet connection. Also, it's nice to meet you. I mean, not nice to meet you. Hi, Cash. Hello. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted because like my tech is not doing it tonight. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here once we finish the break because I just can't. Like, it's going in and out, and even if my internet's nice enough for me to game tonight with people, like, I'd rather not try it. So, once this break ends in about 4 minutes, we're gonna find somebody to raid out to. Again, I'm really sorry for anybody who's been waiting on 14, but we'll do some stuff tomorrow. So it's not a complete loss. It's just tonight it's not happening because I don't win out at least like 4 times this stream, so that's annoying. But it is what it is. In regards to my schedule, I will be back probably tomorrow afternoon, maybe around 4 or 5. We'll do probably 2 hours of co-working. Thank you for the resubscription, Toko. I really appreciate it. It's never, it is never expected or required, but it's always appreciated. I appreciate you. It's wild that some of y'all have been subbed for 3 months. Holy shit. I appreciate you. Let's go. But yeah, we will probably be back tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. Round 4. 4 or 5. We'll do 2 hours of co-working. I do want to finish my pattern. And then I want to, like, play some Final Fantasy 14. This coming week, I'm thinking I'll probably play some Tactics. Probably finish Is His Seats Taken, and then we will do Pinecone shenanigans. So my Pinecone friends, we're all going to be hanging out, doing some very scary games. Shouting out Cash. You should follow Cash, you're super cool. But yeah, I'll post my schedule sometime in the next like 24 to 48 hours, but like I said, I'm not finna fight with the internet. So that's just how that's gonna be. I know that's very anticlimactic, but I just can't. Because going on what I was saying before the internet decided to clonk out on me, I'm at the point in my life where I have to be around people, to what you're saying, Geeky, who want to pour back into me. I think I am burnt out from always being the person that people rely on by default when they're going through stuff and then never pouring back into me. I think I have done some real damage to myself. And as somebody who's been, to be transparent, abused, I can't do that anymore. So I think that's a big lesson for me this year of like, it's not a sense of selfishness. It's a sense of like, I think there's just a way to be in relationship with people that is both honoring myself and being respectful of who I am, but also like not putting myself in a positionality where I can be taken advantage of. So, it's why I always say on streams, like, I don't fight people. I don't beg people to be around. I don't do none of that shit. Like, you either want to be in my life or you don't, and that's just it. Like, I know I joke and jest with friends and mutuals, but, like, it's at that point where, maybe it's because I'm in my 30s, too, where I, like, if you want to be here, you'll be here. I'm not going to chase and be breadcrumbed, though. That's all. So I'm really proud of myself in that realization, because I've known that most of my life, that people will take advantage of you, unfortunately. They will take advantage of what you can offer, like, you know, your insecurities and stuff, and throw it in your face. But for me, I'm the kind of person where I'm like, it ain't no skin off my back. If someone wants to break my heart, then I'll have to recover, but I'll be okay, because I probably won't have any regrets just being who I am. Not in that way where I stay in toxicity, but more so just knowing that, like, if something's supposed to work out, it's supposed to work out. I don't have to chase it. It'll come to me. Kind of vibes. But anyway, that's just my soapbox. That's why, like, you know, the only thing I'm taking is that chocobo plush. Listen, Toko. I understand. Plus, Christmas is coming up, so I'm always happy to send people gifts, hand, hand, wink, wink. But yeah, like I think it's just something as a life lesson for me, which I've mentioned during the She'll Write Love in Our Arms. Like, please be around people who want to pour back into you, who won't just take resources and time from you and like completely beat you up. I've unfortunately had friendships with people who, through jealousy or wanting for me to fail, that I didn't know they actually wanted me to fail. So it doesn't make me hate people. It just means that like sometimes people have some insecurities and shit they have to work through, and that's okay. But you don't have to take their crap. You can still have boundaries and still like be who you are without like sacrificing and martyring yourself, if that makes sense. That's why I'm the type of person where it's like I don't mind bearing my heart and being open-minded and open-hearted, but like I will leave eventually. I think it's really important for people to choose themselves. So I will always think about the other person, but I will choose me if I'm like, you know what? I think there's no love here, so I'm gonna go. I hope that makes sense, but I hope people choose love. So, Chocobo side eye. Wait, oh yes, the Chocobo. Look at him. Look at little guy. He being cute. Being ultra cute. He's side-eyeing mean people and who could be mean in the judge. That's what that is. Okay. But yeah, let me give myself like 5 more minutes. I need to just write down what I've done in my for those of you who know, I still have my my Hobonichi book. Oh my god, what the heck? Did I drop my phone? Oh my goodness. Kind of frazzled. We're coming back though. My Hobonichi, my craft book. I need to write down what I did today so I can keep up with myself. And then, so what I'll do is I'll actually turn on a timer for like 5-10 minutes and then we'll raid out. So, again, like I said, I apologize we can't play 14, but I'm not finna take a chance. I'm a little worried I might go out again for this stream, but since I don't win out like a couple of times, I'm just not. We're not gonna do it. But anyway, let me write some stuff down. But yeah, that's my biggest life advice. Like, please, if you're a people pleaser, please know that you deserve people who won't take advantage of that. Or you. Even if you're not a people pleaser, just know like boundaries are beautiful. You can have walls if you need to protect yourself for a while, but make sure you let your walls down and let some people in who genuinely do want to be there for you. And take your time to get to know people. I think some of the life lessons I've had to learn is just taking my time to really like get to know people and like not do things that are gonna harm what I want to do, which is why I'm at a point in my life where I'm very like amendable. But okay, sorry, I just saw something. I was like, what is that? But I think we should always be open-minded to change and growth. But I'm always a big believer that if something's meant to work out in your life, it will, and the people who want to be there will make the effort to actually be decent to you. Sometimes people will switch up on you, which is devastating, but I think I'm at a point where like I don't get upset because sometimes things are temporary, they don't last forever, and that's okay. But also people who are meant to be there for the rest of your life will be there. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like with my friends who I talk about who I've known for years now, I don't have to really worry about it, but I always tell them like, if we ever split off, please always look out for yourself, and I'll do the same. But people who are on the same path will be on the same path. That's kind of how it goes. But like I said, I've done a lot of self-reflection. I'm very much an introvert in that way, where I'm like, it's no skin off my back. I still grieve and, go through the human emotions of it. But I know at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to force... You can't force somebody to love you the way that you are. You just can't. There's nothing you can say or do to force somebody to like you for who you are. Either they're going to like you or you don't. I don't want to sound black and white about it, but someone either likes you or they don't. It really just comes down to it. They either like your personality and what you bring and who you are, or they just don't. And if they don't, then keep it pushing. Somebody will. And I don't mean like just romantically. I mean just in the general sense. Like, if someone doesn't want to be in your life, let them go. there's no amount of convincing at a certain point of someone wanting to be there. So I've learned that in my life a lot, especially as somebody who's had, like, I don't want to call it loner tendencies, but I've had my emo times. And I've had to do some things alone a lot in life. So it's just that thing where I tell people, like, please know who you are enough to where when you do meet people who do genuinely love you, you will appreciate them that much more because they get you and they're actually attempting to be in your life versus some people who just want to be there to use you or take advantage and whatever. And that sucks and it happens, but humans are human. And that's why I don't think there's anything about saying reaching certain milestones or whatever makes you a good or bad person. People are just people. Sometimes you jive with people, sometimes you don't. And that's okay. No, the one time I use my fancy pen, it's not working. Oh, why? Wait, Shima. Just, why, pen? You forsake me too? I mean, I guess my pen would be mad at me because I haven't been doing what I need to do. But I thought I refilled it. Why did I do that? Anyway, that's my big sis C advice for the day. So. Oh, God, a raid. I always miss the raid. I'm always missing a raid. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I miss messages in the chat. Okay, let me give a shout out, first of all. Hi, Plush Puppy. What's good? Welcome in. Let me give you a shout out. I'm so sorry, y'all. I always miss things when I'm going on my rants. But y'all should go check out, this link says it's been removed. Yeah, that's why I'm going to be reaching out to folks about stuff. Hi, Jinx. Welcome in. As always, y'all, please go check out Mutuals and Friends in the streamer space, including Plush Poppy. They do some really cool games and everything. And they're a dope person, so you'll have a good time hanging out with Plush Poppy and everybody else. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Raiders. Sorry, I was looking away for a second. I don't have all my stuff set up. I just got SiriBot working again. But my Mix It Up bot is still being diabolical and everything, so I apologize. But if you don't know me, my name is CRC7. I'm your friendly neighborhood artsy scientist. That is not a joke. I'm actually a scientist in real life. I'm going back to get my doctoral degree now in public health. But I not only do co-working in what I'm doing is some lace making, but I also do craft, stationery. I play games like Final Fantasy 14. Sea of Stars, and just have a good time doing various things on my in my little space of the internet. So you're welcome to hang out with me. I'm not going to be streaming much longer, unfortunately, because my internet's been kind of rude today. But welcome to hang out and kick it. But also, if you need to raid and run, including you, Poppy, please let me know. Again, please take care of yourself first and foremost. So if y'all need to scamper after hanging out with Plush Poppy, I will not be offended. Thank you so much for bringing your community here to hang out with me for a little while longer as I get ready to raid out in about 5-10 minutes. So yeah. It's been removed. I need to update my links. Oh, I'm having so many tech issues. It's okay. It's a part of the scuff. Let me see if I can fix that. But what I'm basically saying is that I'm at a point in my life where I can't move a particular way anymore. And when you do that, sometimes people don't like that. So I've unfortunately had experiences where when I've moved a particular way, people have been like, oh, you're not the same anymore. It's like, well, I can't be. I need to evolve. So if people don't let you evolve with them, then you have to let them go sometimes, and that's okay. So we built different. I'm crying. The Ronnie raid. Oh my God, it's so hot. I love that. It's so hilarious. Took me forever to try not to be a people pleaser. Still am, but now I have boundaries. Yeah, like to me, I've always been. I think it's what Meg Thee Stallion said. Not to quote a celebrity because I'm not caught up like that, but it's like she said, where not everybody that grins is your friend, and I've learned that the hard way. Like some people who are supposed to be your friend are not really your friends. They just like the fact that you might be a people pleaser, or they like the fact that you don't have boundaries. So that's why, to me, the difference between, like I say before, where I don't mind like my friends joking and jesting with me, but it's coming from a place of genuine love versus there's people in my life, unfortunately, who I've had to cut off who, when they were making fun of me, they genuinely just didn't like me. And it hurt, but it helped me learn that, like, true friendship is a gift. It's also why, like, even when I talk about romance, like, it's knowing being with somebody who genuinely likes you because they like you. Because being in a relationship with friendship, family, even romantically with somebody who genuinely does not like you is how people get killed. And I know it sounds very like heavy, but people I know unfortunately are in relationships with people that they have paid the consequences for being with somebody who just doesn't like them. And what I mean by that is, don't get me wrong, it's great to be sexy, it's great to be like, all the stuff that you can do with somebody romantically, but like that's why I've always told people, like, I'm the type of person where I'm looking for somebody and want to talk to people, friends, past relationships, whatever, where I've learned that there is a companionship there. Like, you want to be with people who want to be friends with you and who like you and who are still going to be there even at your worst moments in life. Because if you don't, you run the risk of only being with somebody who's very shallow and surface level with you, who only likes you because of your job, or you make a certain amount of money, or your family looks good on paper type shit. And that stuff will not make you happy. Like, that's the big thing I've learned going through the shit I've learned, is that, like, people think that having the perfect job, the perfect relationship, whatever, is going to make you happy. And it will make life easier to a degree. But, like, you still have to be you. And I think some people... Some people are still miserable even with those things. Let me put it that way. But let me not go on my soliloquy soapbox. That's just me being completely honest. Like, I know people who genuinely, I'm not friends with those people anymore, or I'm not friends with them. But I know people who, they do that thing that people do on the internet where they outwardly look like their life is perfect and they're having a blast, but if you like actually talk to them, they're miserable, then they don't want people to know. Which, I don't know why you would do that, but some people do like to flex in a way where they just want to look good and they care too much about what other people think. For example, I'm the type of person where I'm like, I don't give a shit. If I'm not happy, I'm not staying in this. Like, if I'm not happy with this person or these people or this group or this job, I'm getting the fuck up out of Dutch. Nothing is worth being miserable for. And I don't mean in the sense of like jumping ship for situations where you have to work a job until you find the next best thing. But what I mean is that some people will keep themselves in really bad situations. And I'm separating this from like conversations of abuse and like violence. Like, that's a different conversation. But I'm talking about the fact that some people will choose to do stuff because everybody else is doing it to their detriment. And I'm like, no, I don't care. But anyway, that's my rant of the year. It's just something, it's a part of that reinforcement for me where, like, I've had to let go of people because I'm just like, I'd rather be by my damn self, happy, and knowing that I'm moving in a direction with the friends I do in community, than to ever put up a front to flex so that some people would like me. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm just not that type of woman. I don't give a shit. You can't pay me. Nothing in this world is worth compromising who I am to that degree. I hope that makes sense. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I also have read people who are deaf doulas, which is, if you don't know what a doula is, or a deaf doulas are folks who help people navigate grief and loss of life towards the end of their life or just in the circumstances. And when you read up on information about folks who died, they never say anything about how much money they made or the jobs they have or anything like that. It's always on, I wish I had spent more time with people. I wish I had, like, shot my shot with somebody I loved, or I wish I had, like, compromised in a way to be happy with this group, or I wish I had, like, not been so hard bent on having, like, this career where I ignored people I loved. Like, you really get perspective when you have dealt with death and disability in the ways that I have, as well as, like, other people, where you start getting perspective on shit that actually matters to you versus getting caught up in the rigmarole of, like, shit that doesn't matter. But again, I'm also the type of person where, like, when I die, when it's my time to go, I can't take half the stuff that I do have in life. I feel like you only can take the experiences that you have and like reflect on those things as you get closer to death, whenever that is. So that's why I'm very much like, live your life, fall in love, shoot your shots, get to know people, follow your passions, follow your dreams, but like don't compromise your soul in the process. So anyway, that's my rant. I'm glad to see people do that, and I'm glad some folks have course corrected when they have, but man, when you see somebody compromise who they are for something that doesn't even last as long, is scary as shit. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, I've yammered for longer than 10, 15 minutes. But yes, all right, let me see who we can raid out to. Again, thank you for the raid, Plush Poppy. Thanks everybody hanging out with me through the scuff. I'm so sorry. Like I said, hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. I will raid out to... so many amazing people streaming, and some folks are gonna lurk on their streams too. Turn down their thing though. I'm actually gonna raid out to Tiffany Witcher. Like I mentioned, Tiffany Witcher goes by Tiffany just now, but Tiffany is a 12 potion seller dedicated to helping others. They are a streamer who supports charities, organizations, and groups with over 80 that they specifically have supported. They're also a voice actor, a metal singer, accessibility advocate, and a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan. So they're also the person who I joined in terms of Chaos Covenant. So I will be hanging out with all my other folks on the team. Shout out to y'all. We're going to raid out to Tiffany because they're currently fundraising to support Lambda Legal, which is a really cool organization that I'm also familiar with, to protect the civil and human rights of LGBTQ folks and individuals and people who live with HIV. So I'll send you off to Tiffany. I think they are currently doing just a chatting stream. And I think they just started too, so I don't think they're going to end anytime soon. I think they just might be stepped away for a second. But yeah. Let me go ahead and get the raid started. Again, apologies for all the scuff. For those of you who don't know Tiffany, I'll drop in, for those over on YouTube watching. For those of you on Twitch, I'll just drop the usual raid message. And like I said, I'll be lurking. Usually when I raid out to people, I usually just lurk and hang out. But I'll be back tomorrow. If we do start a little bit earlier, it might just be more co-working, as I can show y'all. Let me look at my pattern again. I think I messed up my spiders this entire time, or maybe add a little bit more. But either way, I'm hoping we'll get through with the pattern with the fans tomorrow. Yeah, let me see. Let me analyze this one more time. Why is this like this? Did you need to pull this down? Sorry. My chocobos are like, ma'am, if you don't start moving your pillow, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. I promise. There we go. I was like, something needs to be tightened. Something needs to be tightened, and it's just screwing me up. Okay. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll probably go do more of the fans on the two sides, and then we'll do another spider and close this out. Then we'll probably break down why this is messed up in various places. I know I did say I would do another fans and spiders on the stream, but honestly, I'm probably going to do back and forth between torching and fans and spiders for a while until I feel confident to go on to the next project, which is going to be probably like some of the other patterns in my book, and eventually a scarf. So we're making progress. Just going to take some time, but okay. Let me get the raid message going, and let me make sure I shout out everybody. I think I did. Oh, wait. And the ads are starting, of course. Of course, when I say that. I'll wait till we come back from the ads before I raid out. Waiting for the ads to end. Waiting for the ads to end. You lovely ads. Folks not in ads. I am really grateful that I'm able to cultivate a space where I can talk and be transparent. Not that I don't have my own backstory that you only will get if you talk to me off stream, because I think folks should have the right to privacy. But I don't mind sharing some aspects of my life because I'm hoping it gives people perspective, or if folks can make decisions that will help them versus the ways that I've dealt with stuff, I'm always happy about that. I think that's the beauty of storytelling, which is you can always find somebody who's walked a similar path or can get perspective from. And I will always say, as always, take what resonates, leave what everything else alone, or leave everything else behind. As in, if something doesn't vibe with you, it doesn't vibe with you. Don't take my advice as, God, Buddha, Ben 10, and whatever people believe in. I'm just one person with one perspective. So. Hey, C, you a dork. I love you. I'm screaming. Love you too. There's a number emote. It makes me so happy. It's so chunky and fat. I'm going to give Jinx a shout out too. Just give me 1 second and then we'll raid out. But yeah, it's just that thing where like, I know how to take care of myself. So I'm really proud of like the person I've become. I think I'm funny and goofy, but I really can take care of myself. So I'm looking for people who want to just walk the same path. I'm not going to beg or plead. I'm just going to hang out and have fun until it's my time to go. That's kind of how I live my life. Whatever comes with that, cool. But I'm goody. That's why I've, like, in all seriousness, I don't chase fame and fortune and stuff. If I ever did become really well known, I wouldn't change none of this shit. No amount of fame or money would change me as a person. Once you've like hit like certain milestones in life and just seen how bad it can get, you just don't get caught up in that type of stuff. If anything, it's more like if I ever had more resources and things, I just help my people and friends and community and like, do what most people would do is just like help people do your thing. Not in like that savior complex type of way, but then that like genuine, you just want to look out for people. Like people who say things like if you had a lot of money, you would pay out people's student loans and stuff. Like that's the type of person I am. So, because as I say in terms of research, like after you make a certain amount of money, you're really not going to get any happier. You think that with the way that we set up society, but you really won't. Anything, I think too much power and privilege makes people do very nefarious things, as hint, hint, wink, wink. But anyway, let me not get on my soapbox. Let me give my last shout out, and then we will raid out. So, thanks for your patience as we waited for the ad to finish. Okay. Just wanted to give a shout out to Jinx, since the emote was in the chat. And then we're gonna leave. I'm gonna stop yammering. I'm gonna go. That's why people ask me sometimes too on the final note. They're like, "Do you get upset when people don't like you?" I'm like, "No." I'm not doing something right if someone doesn't like me. Not because I look for it, but it's because like a friend to everybody is a friend to no one sometimes. So I think if you want to stand up for civil and human rights or stand up for something, people are not gonna like you for that, and that's okay. So that's just kind of how I live my life. And hi, Echo. Thank you for checking in. I'm trying to give all my shout outs before I like raid out to Tiffany. I think Tiffany's back too. Okay, cool, perfect timing. I think they're doing a collab, so that's awesome. I think they're actually watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. That's what's up. I didn't talk about that too when I was talking about Digimon and Pokemon earlier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also my ish. But I'll save that rant for another day. I love Digimon. Digimon, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're wondering which I like the first couple of seasons, I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. in 5D. That's why you'll hear me make jokes about cart games on motorcycles. This shit sends me every time. Every time. Without hesitation. My favorite season is the first one, and my favorite character was Duke Devlin. Duke Devlin, Yugi Yami, and I did like not Taya, Mai. I did like Mai. Just like if we talk about Lupin the Third, which I'll say that conversation another day too. I do like Mine Fujiko is my favorite character from Lupin. I think her and Lupin were goofy as shit, and I loved them. Not so much the misogyny thing, but the more so just their dynamic was really, really funny to me. But anyway. Alright. Last shout out, and then we're gonna raid out. There we go. Alright. I'll let that run. Let me repost the raid message since we had to wait until things shifted, and then I'll make sure I get Tiffany's name right. And again, I'll be back tomorrow, and then I'll post my schedule sometime tonight, if not tomorrow. I'll be playing Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14. My internet's stabilized, but no. I don't trust my PC, like I said earlier, for the horsepower to like not do anything ridiculous. So we're not even gonna risk it. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish this pattern, hopefully on stream, if the next one, if not, then I'll do some Hobonichi stuff. So I want to start getting into my books to prep for 2026. I know it's like still a couple months early, but we're in the middle of October, so my brain, the year's over. But anyway. Alright, let me start the raid. Alright, y'all. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me switch screens for just a second while we get ready to transition out. Again, whether you watch me morning, afternoon, evening, whether you're lurking or watching the bot, I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you're having a good one. I will be back tomorrow for shenanigans. If not, I'll be back on sometime this week. So, yes, thanks, Paz. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me. I appreciate your presence here. Like I said, any time that folks give me, since I'm just a hobby of a streamer, means the world to me. I really am grateful to be going to my 3rd year of streaming. And thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the raids. Thanks for kicking it with me. I hope you enjoy and stay safe, stay well. We're in the middle of respiratory season, and I'm a big fan of, staying safe and not getting infectious diseases because I'm kind of biased that way. But regardless, I hope you take care. I hope you stay safe. I hope you, with great power comes great social responsibility. Look out for your people. Tell somebody you love them today, and just, do your thing. Have fun. You don't have to be completely serious, but just make sure you're kicking it with people you care about most of the time. And I say most of the time. Sometimes you have to do adult things like work a job and deal with capitalism. But I'm just saying, you can do it in a fun way and be goofy like me, where I'm whimsical most of the time. So, but okay. Anyway. All right. I think we're almost there for the raid. I'll be around. I'll see y'all tomorrow. If not, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.